Use it for all kinds of things, graduations.
So in the United States, unless they build an opera house like they did at Lincoln Center, where you have two opera houses, one of which is the City Opera, which people are still complaining about the acoustics, and the other one is the Met, which has perfect acoustics, according to everyone. And then you have the Symphony Hall, so you have a nice arts complex, and you actually have Alice Tully, and you have the library, and you have Juilliard.
That's New York. Other places can't do that.
But
the music school here is at Peabody, which is down a ways.
They have a small concert hall.
They do. They have a very nice chamber concert hall.
Well, we saw them do Mahler 3 in there.
Well, your dad used to play in there.
Well, didn't he used to teach?
Yeah, he taught, but they used to have like brass quintets and chamber orchestra things. Jordan Hall's in Boston. That's another thing. Boston has the big symphony hall. I don't know where they have an opera house. Do they? They don't even have it. Well, they have. It's at Sarah Powell, but that's at Boston University.
Yeah.
So it's not regularly in all. No, Boston University is separate. Harvard has an auditorium, but they use for many things. We played there when we were in the stuff. We played the Mahler First Symphony in it, so it's not that small. It was for television, but it's still the Harvard one is for a graduation.
So in the U.S., we have either you have a concert hall and an opera house, or you have a civic center. But in Europe, we'll talk a little bit more about the European things because we've been to so many of them, including the Barcelona Opera House before it burned down. We didn't get into the Venice Opera House because we couldn't get tickets. Well, we walked.
First time we went, it was being built. It was being rebuilt because the Venice one. It had burned.
It burned, but then it burned again.
Well, I mean, because I remember walking by and all the scaffolding.
We were there. You can't walk by. You gotta go.
Well, you on those little streets. Okay, but
no, we were in the water. We went to the front, which you couldn't
walk
see
to the
anything.
side because
you
the steps
walk to
go
the side.
on.
There's water around it.
You can on one side because I remember walking under the scaffolding.
Fine, but it's not. Most of it, it's surrounded by water. So anyways, at Burton Ground, we didn't go to the Venice Opera House, even though that's supposed to be a very beautiful one. But we did go to the Barcelona one before it's burned down.
And that was a small little...
Not that small.
Well, we sat way up in the
We sat way up, which shows it's not a small hall. Compared to a lot of the others, like in Heidelberg, that hall is
But they
really
still
small.
have 3 or 4 levels, which is what the Barcelona one had, about 4 levels.
Fine, but that was still
so
a bigger
Heidelberg.
house.
No, that's probably true, but all of them have this horseshoe shape.
The Frankfurt. The Barcelona one was yes, which is similar to the one in Vienna, which has.
Of course, that's big.
And not the comic opera, because that's a completely different. It's little because they do all the operettas in the smaller hall. But the one in Vienna is pretty because it has all the red velvet, including the ceiling. And then it has the round chandelier, Austrian crystal in the middle, which hangs. It's not a regular chandelier. It has like
what is that?
It's like
loops, like fish-up type thing?
It's like a necklace.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, yes. Right.
But it's all red velvet, and then in the foyer and stuff, they have all the statues, like of Mahler, his giant head, and all the directors there. But the old Paris opera, it's very similar to the Vienna one. We went to a ballet there, and we were so cramped sitting in the Paris
seats. Way up high. We couldn't move.
We couldn't move because
the seats are so narrow.
The other one was all in front of us.
The leg room is so narrow.
I mean, we had to sit sideways because we couldn't get our legs in because we're not short like some of the Parisians. But we did go to the Paris Opera House. In fact, yes, at the Bastille.
Yes.
Bastille. We took Mary and Patrick. So we all went there. Yes, he was.
You didn't go to the opera.
Okay, yes. Okay, it was Mary Hazel and you and me because we went out to eat. That's right. Because that was your birthday. So, but the Paris Opera has plenty of space, and that's a huge hall.
Anything that's built like since the Second World War, I guess, is bigger.
Because the one in Salzburg,
earlier one,
at the Festspiel House in Salzburg, is close to the size of the one in Paris. And supposedly, I don't think it was anymore, but at the time when I was there,
I tried to put it on a scale.
Was like the most modern, computerized one in Salzburg.
Kept rolling off.
But now I think that's changed because I think some of the other houses, including Little Paris,
all of them have that now. Every time they update anything.
Yeah, well, they have these different lifts and they have different ways to bring in the scenery. So
Computerized.
Everything's the lights are computerized. They can change the wood so that the
angles.
sound, the angles, like even the Strathmore Hall here, they have that all set, and they can program it so that if a group comes back, the next year they just punch in what their numbers were, and then the whole thing does it by itself. So it is pretty amazing what they do now compared to what they did, like in Pescia, when I did that opera in Pescia, that was a beautiful hall, even though it was a rake stage. But it was a really huge, beautiful hall in this little town outside of Florence. But it was all velvet and stuff inside. There was
yes,
a really
it was.
Nice
there were boxes. It was really interesting to sit in a private box.
It was cute.
It was.
I mean, but that shows how all the halls, like in Italy, are like that. Because even La Scala, where we saw a couple of things, they have all the way up the boxes too. Because we sat way up at the top.
As usual.
Well, we did that thing where we went all day to get tickets. We had to keep going back to sign in.
If you didn't, you lost your chance to get a ticket. We went 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but we saw First Ball.
Yes, we did. It was amazing.
Which was too bad that we didn't see an Italian opera in La Scala. But we saw First Ball.
Still were there. Amazing.
Yeah, and we went to the Vienna one.
The houses,
Hamburg,
with more technology, they have to be bigger.
You know what's a pretty hall in Berlin is the old, former
East.
Yeah, the Linderhof. That is a beautiful hall because, when we went, we saw Freischutz.
Yeah, the original.
The costumes had to have been from like 80 years ago because it was so old-fashioned. And the way that they sang and the way that they just stood there, you know, it was the old, really old style of stand and sing and do these weird, you know, fake
dramatic.
It was really funny. It's just not.
You wouldn't see that anyplace else. Everything was more updated. That was very old and original.
Now, though, they do all these more modern style at that opera.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Because wasn't Daniel
People are used
Barrymore
to it. Yeah, he's
the director?
Yes.
See, I don't know if he still is. But he was, so they updated.
People see television, they want to see something like that.
And that was cool because we saw that.
Yes.
And we didn't do the drama show opera? You know,
I think we did, yes. I thought we saw Don Giovanni.
Yes.
There. That's a modern.
Yeah, but it's more modern, but it's a lot smaller.
Yes.
It's not like the other 2 operas, which is interesting that Berlin has 3 operas. And they sustain all. And we went to the other one too in the West. We went there when they were still divided.
Yes.
And we saw Don Giovanni too. That's where we saw Don Giovanni.
That's where we saw it.
Because I thought we saw Magic Flute.
Maybe we did see the Magic Flute at the Conch.
That's right. So, but halls are, it's interesting.